Denny's, folks. We
Yes,
are
it is.
live.
Yes,
Live. Only it's like 11:30 out here.
you're in
And
the future, Jay.
yes, I am. So, welcome to Comedians at Denny's. My name is Jay, and Gene turned me on to these colon pills. So I was voted most likely to crap my pants.
What's a colon pill?
They're colon cleanse pills, Dr. Bo. Dr. Bo's. Sorry to be offering that after dinner, folks, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah, well, we always know Jay's in the shitter anyway, so.
Yeah, right. So it's just another day.
Hi, Jamie. You want to go, Chris? Or you want me?
My name is Chris, and I was voted most likely not to be the icing on the cake.
My name is Lauren, and I was voted to be randomly selected for all TSA stops on 4 flights to Cancun.
My name is Gene, and I was voted to be a future rodeo star.
Woo!
Woo! So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are. Oh, I put the comments up. I don't know how I get out of these comments, but
You can click on and off the comments if anybody comments.
yeah, I see that. So back to the show. There we go.
Awesome.
Back to the show.
The big
So you have comments. Hey, Jamie. So you can put them up, see?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but don't click on that one. Click on the one below, Jay. Jamie Parker.
So, guys, can you guys tell we don't do Zoom anymore? We're on StreamYard.
Yeah,
So,
click on
Yeah,
Jamie. See, now Jamie Parker says hi, everybody.
That's right.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
Now, how do I end these? I don't want them on the side. I
Yeah,
can't.
just click it. Click it again, and it'll disappear.
Hey, I don't think they can see the ones on the side. Only you can.
Yeah, click it again, and it'll disappear, Jay. No, click that one. Click it again. Click the one that you
Oh,
have.
I got you. There you go.
Okay, it's still there.
Technology.
Click it again, Jay.
This is the real reason we have
Where it
Gene.
says StreamYard, click that again.
Exactly. Not just as a guest, as our techie.
All right, click it again, Jay. I'm coming in. I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah, come on in.
All right, I'm gonna magically appear.
Anyway,
Jay's like, this is way
He's
more.
walking. Gene is walking.
Way more confusing than Jay's fax meeting.
I know.
yeah,
We gotta get the manual.
right. You guys.
So click the comment again.
I did.
Hey, look.
Comments. Now
You
click
guys
that.
are in the same studio.
There you go. Now it's gone.
Yeah, but where's my menu with the loaded stuff?
Click on brand.
Okay, gotcha.
There you go. So
All right, good.
you got to go. So comments, banners, brand.
What do banners do?
Well, you can type whatever you want.
Gotcha.
So you can.
It's a good thing Jay flew to Florida.
Coming up next week, it's Johnny Rotten.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, Gene in 2 places at once.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
he's in his backyard. So just that's our guest.
Oh yeah, there he is coming back.
Gene is the originator, producer, director. One of
Now I'm in West Palm Beach.
Gene's coming. Gene's coming to LA soon to show up on my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. He's behind me, isn't he? Where is he?
Hi, Gene.
Gene creates funny sketches, funny movies, funny vignettes. He's a funny guy.
Whatever we need to do to make the people laugh.
But he's also very techie, and he's very good at creating.
Yes.
Shit on the fly. Lots of dreaming.
Tell us how you come up with some of your ideas.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, generally at the coffee shop or watching some nutball out in the street or having a couple beers with Martin. Then I got a list of ideas like when I'm sleeping, when I'm trying to go to bed and I can't. That's when my best stuff comes at 2 a.m. and I'm sleeping. And then I got to keep a pen next to my thing. And I'm like, you know what would be funny is if AI killed us all. That would be hilarious. And it's
don't jinx it.
So
it's becoming reality.
Yeah, I was like, we were working on an AI joke the other day, and I'm like all our comedy bits now that we did on our albums all came true. And now they're not funny because they're true. I'm like,
did you use AI?
to create AI sketch? It's probably not going to end well.
Right.
So let's just not do it.
Yeah. So, for example, Gene directed Lauren in a very funny clip
Yes.
called Hollywood Pit.
Jay Hewlett, Hollywood Pitches with Lauren Kirshner.
Hi.
Hollywood, listen up. Today we've got, it's not a reboot, it's not a remake, it is completely original. Think about it. Glee, Harvey Oswald, okay? A scene musical done from the perspective of the assassin. He was wronged as a child, and so when he grows up, he is hunting down the members of the cast of Glee.
He is on a mission.
He is on a mission with a guest appearance by John Wilkes Booth, who comes in the middle of the singing, which happens to be in an opera house.
Yeah.
You see the irony? And he comes in, and his apparition actually shoots the main character down. Now that's where all the pyrotechnics come in, because you have J.J. Abrams directing. It's going to be awesome.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Who's going to be the lead female character?
Oh, the lead, Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan would be awesome. She comes in and she's, kind of liquored up. So Lee Harvey Oswald.
But then when she's drinking vodka, that can kind of add to the flames.
Yeah,
You know what
right,
I mean?
exactly.
So she has to be careful.
So when the opera house burns down, Lee Harvey Oswald is, taking off on a horse, and it's a big hunt. And all of a sudden now the cast of Glee, from being the hunted, are now the hunters.
Right. And they save the day.
They
really.
do save the day.
Yeah.
They catch Lee Harvey Oswald, and
And John
yeah.
Wilkes Booth is like, kind of watching over everybody.
Yeah.
Because he knows like what it's like in the afterlife.
Yeah, he's
too.
the omniscient,
Right.
kind of character looking down, manipulating. So, yeah, and in the big musical finale, everybody's going to sing In the Navy.
Right.
And village people will bring down the house.
Right. Or YMCA.
That too.
Yeah.
I guess I got to hide that. There, we're back.
Actually,
Yay.
it's, the website's damagecontrolcomedy.com. That's an old website.
That was really old. You could
That
tell.
was really old. That's an old website. So,
For one thing, I'm still wearing glasses, and
Yeah.
Lauren's a brunette.
mhm.
I remember that day because it was.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like a net in the backyard because of the rain or the bugs or the?
So the idea of those
Uh.
sketches, remember, we would mash up two movies.
Yeah.
So we did While You Were Sleeping, starring Bill Cosby. Was
Yeah.
one of them, I think. Well, something like that. There's a whole series of those weird.
And I like that it was like Lee Harvey Oswald.
The other part of it is Lauren was just kind of learning the improv thing, and I think she's been going in reverse actually, because we didn't end up at a casino. Did you notice that?
I know, right? Usually
I
that's
don't
what
know how that
happens.
night ended up.
Right. So Gene, what are some of your favorite? What are some of your favorite sketches?
I think I like. There's one that we did. It's called "Demotivate Your Way to Success," where you make other people look like shit instead of making yourself look good. It's like, oh well, if I make John look like shit, I'm gonna look successful. So, the idea was like, if you park your Toyota Corolla next to a Lamborghini, you look like a loser. But if you park your Toyota Corolla next to a rickshaw, you're a winner. I like that, and I like the BS business language course, which I think we have a clip of, and we probably need to reboot that because there's actually a motivational speaker that uses that now, but
Yes.
it was shot so long ago it needs to be rebooted with new graphics and all that stuff. So I think
Okay.
Lauren and Chris could relate to that. They're still kind of in corporate America, right, Lauren?
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know the business BS language that they say. You're what do you do when you have a team? They call a team meeting is like a huddle.
Okay.
You're like a texting engineer, or you're like there's so many terms.
But it's like every meeting starts
Yeah.
with "Good afternoon, everybody," or "Morning" to some of you.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Whether where you are.
Let's give a quick refresher.
Yeah.
A corporate vision, a disconnect between diversity awareness and downloading on the fast track. We want to hit a growth industry with a home run, an integrated solution to our key enabler. Outsource your
I've been
overhead.
listening to this guy for about an hour and I have no idea what he's talking about. Does any of this crap make sense to you?
Makes perfect sense to me. It's crystal clear because I use this.
The Burlette's Business BS language course?
Yes, in just 15 minutes a day, you can learn how to speak like a corporate suck-up too.
That's right. You can speak like a supervisor, an international businessman, or even your boss. Just pop the Berlitz Business BS language course into your CD player, and you'll learn vague, meaningless, overused phrases, such as managing expectations, competitive advantage, integrated solutions, and diversity training.
Synergy. Value added. Best practices.
Also included is your free guide to understanding military terms and common sports analogies.
The overhead has been outsourced outside the box. We are offline, out of the loop, within your major accounts. The leverage item here for your next step is to take your objections.
Wow, now I understand completely. Our boss is a complete jackass. We'll be bankrupt in a week.
Now you get it.
Order the Berlitz Business BS language course today.
Now,
CD.
See what I mean? We need an update, Jay. We still got there's a boombox with a CD.
Yeah, I know. Click.
What the hell is that?
You can add
What
holistic
was that
approach
thing?
to your terms.
Yes.
yeah, see, I'm not the only one with a fax machine.
And there's more horrible terms now too that we can add that have been
That's what I
added.
was gonna add.
There's
Updated. Yeah.
so many terms.
No, they always say holistic approach from a holistic over.
Yes. I see.
Got to
Overhead.
throw in some farm to table.
This. Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
What? You guys have any questions for Mr. Gene?
Do you do? I forget. Do you do stand-up comedy as well?
I don't. I write some stand-up comedy bits and pass them off.
Yes.
So occasionally I punch up a line for one of Jay's things or whoever else needs comedy. I should try one night. I've done a couple little MC gigs here and there, throwing out a couple random jokes. And then so I host a bunch of stuff like film night, and we always screen The Room. So whenever The Room is in town and we have Greg Sestero from The Room in town, I've got to MC the whole thing. So I got to make up a couple of jokes here and there. So nothing fancy, but
But you're in a lot of your own creation.
It's good though.
Yeah, I mean, we've done a lot of our own sketches and stuff, and we all have to act in them. I act in them, and sometimes I have to get someone to direct me in them so I can appear in them. And there's a couple of music videos that we have, like there's a Shit and Shamrocks is one of my favorites, and I think every bar across the nation, the world should be playing that on St. Patty's Day.
Do you have it ready?
We don't have Shit and Shamrocks. We do have Shave Your Balls for Jesus, right?
We do.
So Jay was a teacher, and his kids would get a hold of this video. And so we decided to take it down so he didn't get fired.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's back.
You put it back up because he's done.
We're going to put it back up probably tomorrow, but I think Jay might have a copy of it, right?
Yeah, so we'll do shit. Maybe we can load that up for next week. Shit and
Shit and Shamrocks, we can put it in whatever.
Yeah.
I think I've seen it.
Gene, what got you into improv then? How old were you, and what inspired you to encourage you to do it?
I was probably 10, and I watched Saturday Night Live when I was a kid.
Yeah, loved it.
Yep. So the first season was, you'd stay up late on Saturday, and my friend Martin, we had a cassette recorder.
That's the guy, those two together.
So we would make sketches in the cassette recorder, and I still have them. They're pretty awful. I mean, I don't mean awful. They're actually funny because I mean awful by the horrible things that we say. And I'm like, wait a minute, we're like 8 or 9, and we're dropping F-bombs, and we did a whole sketch with Mr. Rogers and Handyman or Speedy Delivery's a drug dealer. And I'm like, what? We're like 10. And Speedy Delivery's getting everybody high. And then the trolley's got emphysema because he's a chain smoker, and Lady Elaine is a hooker. And it's just, I'm like, what the hell? So I was listening to 10-year-olds do these sketches. You're like, wow,
we got to start somewhere. That's great.
Somewhere, yeah.
So SNL, that's inspiration. Especially that the early, John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, all that early day Chevy Chase, at least that first season, and great inspiration for all of us.
And then we discovered SCTV, and that which made it more weird.
Yeah.
And then in the 90s, Kids in the Hall came along. But
all
yeah,
good stuff. Yeah.
SCTV was my favorite because it was more bizarre and it was produced, and they could do a lot more different things because they were shooting like outside of the live studio.
Mm-hmm.
So they can, always. I mean, Joe Flaherty just passed away, but Count
sadly,
Floyd and Guy Cavaliero. I mean, the Guy Cavaliero character, he's rolling around in a wheelchair, and then he just randomly get up and walk.
Yeah.
What the hell? And then John Candy with what was the
awesome.
Johnny LaRue and all those crazy, and then Mrs. Falbo, and oh my god,
and Martin Short. Martin Short. You had the McKenzie brothers, right? All
those guys. I like that. That was my favorite.
I was just going to interject for the audience. If you guys have questions for Gene, put them in the chat box and I'll relay them up.
Please put questions for Gene. Did you put that up, Jay?
I did.
Yeah, he did. Also, Ace said another term for your BS thing is network coordinator.
Network coordinator, yes. There's all these.
Always a coordinator, right?
Everybody's now an engineer of something. Like I am a supervisor of all doors. Need a door opened. I'm the supervisor of the door.
Gene is the coordinator for us tonight.
He really needs to he really needs to do his own stand-up show. I know.
I could do like a little 10-minute set. Maybe I'll make something up. My stuff can be a little dark.
Right. Then again,
also, how did you get into all the editing and learn how to do the creative side?
Okay, so I went to school in New Orleans at Loyola for broadcast, and then what's weird is that I ended up working for Rhonda Shear, and I edit a lot of her stuff now. And
cool.
We're rebooting Up All Night and all that stuff, and we do sketches with Jay, which you've probably seen a couple. And then what's weird is that she went to my same school that I went to for production, and we actually had the same drama teacher.
Okay.
But yeah, so basically went to Loyola for it. So when I was a kid, you wanted to be Chevy Chase or Bill Murray or whatever, and you're like, you know what? How I can do that? I can just make TV and put myself in it.
Right? Yeah.
Well, I'm like, that makes sense, right? So then I'll go to New Orleans and get drunk and write a bunch of shit.
What better play? Great food too, and music and everything.
You got great food, you got great drink, and I never sleep, and so that city doesn't sleep.
Does not.
For me, it's such a hindrance having great ideas, but not having that side of it to create it. Yeah.
And so I always was like, I gravitated toward comedy. And so like when I got in TV production, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to prove to everybody that I can do something serious. Right. So my final project, and this was before anybody else, I did an adaptation of Interview with the Vampire of Anne Rice. So it was a short version of it. And Anne Rice lived in New Orleans. That's where she was. And so I remember like, God, I was like maybe like 19 or 20 or whatever. And I had my script with me. I called it The Blessing. And I just happened to be walking around down in the Uptown area, and Anne Rice was hanging out like at the coffee shop. And I'm like, oh shit, can you sign this? And she was so nice. She's like, wow, you're the first adaptation that's made it through the process.
Oh my God.
There was no process, but anyway, it was cool. And there was a guy on campus that actually looked like Lestat, and he dressed like Lestat. So I was like, dude, you already got the clothes. I'm casting you.
There you go.
And then there was another guy in the acting drama department that looked more like, oh my God, I can't remember. What's the other? Oh, Lewis is the regular vampire guy. So I put him in it. And then I was like, oh, I did it. It was all serious. I did a serious thing. And then I said, fuck it, I'll never do that again. Let's go back to comedy.
He took a shot at it.
Yeah, I got in trouble too because I was shooting a scene and I needed a chapel, right? Got vampires. They got to go to the chapel at some point and see a cross. So I'm in there and like I'm shooting. And, you know, back in the day, the equipment's giant. It's really heavy. We got all these handheld microphones. So, you know, I wanted to capture audio. So I threw microphones up on the altar. So the priest comes in the middle of my shoot with these two vampires in the chapel. And then he's just kind of like looking at me cross-eyed, and then he just walks up to the altar. He picks up the mics, and he goes, "Son, the altar is no place for a microphone." And he just gave them to me. I got my last shots, and I dubbed those lines in, and then I just left.
Oh, there you go.
All right, I guess my shoot's over.
Yeah.
The altar is no place for microphone. Did you know that, Jay?
Hey, that's filmmaking 101, dude.
Yeah, it's a Catholic Louisiana
There you go.
Jesuit priest.
Yeah.
He's like slight Cajun. He's got all that daredevil guilt, but they're very liberal too at the same time. It's the Jesuits are kooky. And my school looked like Hogwarts.
Wow.
It was like this weird Hogwarts castle thing in the
God.
middle. It was fucked up.
Crazy.
And you could have been sued, Gene, by me. As a matter of fact, let me show you in my other life when I wasn't an actor, comic, and teacher. I was a lawyer.
That's true.
Have you thought about how you're going to make your retirement funds last all the way to the end of your golden years? Well, I have. It's in my 32-step course called Sue Somebody.
Instead of working, sue somebody.
People are suing each other for millions of dollars, and you can too. Order the Zach Markowitz Sue Somebody Home Correspondence Kit. Learn how to make money by pouring hot coffee in your crotch, hiding severed fingers in the meat, stapling your testicle to a bench, and more.
Threw some water on the floor, boom, slipped on my ass, $40 million. Buy it.
I cover everything in my 32-step course, from the severed finger to the slip and fall to the old sewing needle and the oatmeal. It's everything you need to know on how to sue somebody and get rich quick.
Chop up some glass and put it in your soup and say that you swallowed it, because then you could die. That's a couple of million.
And hey, if it doesn't work, my personal guarantee. I even teach you how to sue me, because who's a bigger ass than I am? And I'm telling you, it works. This is my vacation home, my second car, my third wife.
Hey, babe.
I'm not even divorced.
I can't feel my neck. Trust me, it works.
From
I love the photo.
Carol Montgomery's in that. I didn't know that. That's hilarious.
That was
She's
funny.
actually going to be in at Snappers. I'll see her in a couple weeks.
Oh, right. And Jay's outfit, so dapper.
Yeah, it was fun, but in the thrift store, you can't beat it. I found out, I couldn't believe somebody left that at the thrift store. That fucking jacket is amazing.
Gorgeous. It was gorgeous.
It's like $3. I'm like, $3 for this magnificent jacket? Are you shit?
Snatch it up.
Somebody fucking blew it.
It's funny too, because nowadays you do get a lot. There's people really do sue each other for everything. You see all the accident lawyers, everything.
What about that lady at McDonald's who won that lawsuit for a hot coffee in her lap?
Yes, that's it. Hot coffee in your crotch, my friends.
Yes.
Make you a millionaire.
Yes.
Oh I remember a lot of these sketches.
Those are great.
What's the one with Jay? He's behind a desk.
That's another Zach Markowitz. The early ones, I think the early ones are good. We just need to get the production value. The production values were so bad back then because we had, we didn't have HD.
Nope.
Sadly, I still have
boring Jay.
Like 2000 still didn't have HD. I don't think we had HD really until 2005.
Yeah,
I still have.
I don't realize it's only been like 20 years or less.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Easy.
Chris, that drove. So we shot a whole movie in standard def, and like the next year you could shoot it on an iPhone.
You're right. Exactly.
Yeah, because we were shooting on DV cam. So you had the mini DV, and then you had the Canons, and you could gimp it out and make it look like it was 16:9, but it was just letterboxed.
Okay.
And then you moved up to the DV cam, which was actually HD but on tape. So then you still had to digitize. Oh my God, we shot 7 hours worth of shit. That means I got to digitize 7 hours of shit. You literally have to shuttle through it and digitize it. And if the tape got eaten, you're screwed.
Oh yeah. You lose coverage, your footage.
So Gene actually does this stuff for a living too. It's not only his night job. But
Yes, I am actually videotaping the Gay Men's Choir coming up.
Okay.
What's that?
It's a gay guys and they all sing together.
But is that local?
Well, yeah, in Tampa. It's the Tampa Gay Men's Choir. You probably have one out there.
Wow.
I'm sure there's other gay men's choirs.
And then I have a streaming gig in Atlanta with these crazy doctors from Brazil.
Okay.
And then I have the typical lawyer commercials that I have to make, a real lawyer commercial.
Oh,
so
Not
I got
Jay in a jacket.
I got that coming up, and I'm still working on my possum documentary, which I'm trying to finish up.
Cool.
In the
busy.
meantime, just doing random shoots and music videos and all that stuff
To fill in the gaps. Yeah, you're very busy. That's good.
Got to do the creative stuff instead of the medical corporate shit.
Right.
Girl to you. You're good at it.
Got to pay some bills, I guess, right?
You got to pay some bills so you can slack off and then go do the other stuff.
And do the stuff that you really enjoy, right?
Yeah.
He's also an expert at streaming it. You wouldn't guess from me, but he does corporate streaming, and ever since the pandemic, that's been kind of a cash cow for, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been. I mean, you kind of go that way. I think with AI coming, the more stuff that you can do that involves live, real things. So I feel like documentaries are going to get bigger for people like me to produce, because, I mean, if you're going to interview a subject or do a real live subject, AI can make fiction, but it can't really tell like a real story, like a nature documentary or a documentary about murder and all that stuff. You have to actually interview those people that had those experiences.
Right.
And then the live streaming. So I kind of feel that as AI takes over script writing and editing, actually, and actually is going to take over some of the executive positions. Because, I mean, all these people that do accounting, you're screwed. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah,
all these accountants think, you can't do accounting. Bullshit. And AI
people are going to be screwed.
Shit out of everything in about 2 seconds.
Wow.
So I feel like all the live stuff, though, I feel like live comedy is going to be boosted. I feel like anything that has to do with a human live performance is kind of your niche where you can be successful. So, all the live streaming and all that stuff, I think, which is good for live comedy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
We're in the future.
Yeah.
Gene has some wild stories, as we all do, from different road gigs or shoots. So I can't even think of them all. Like there was, I just know when we did that Three Doors Down concert, we got picked because the two crews before us got thrown into the.
They got thrown in the clink. They were on drugs and they had guns. Let's go on the military base high with firearms. Wow. And we ended up doing. It was Three Doors Down and the Low Cash Cowboys for 4th of July in Savannah.
Yeah, they were good.
We were on stage and it was a full production truck, and it was July 4th. It was so fucking hot. I thought we were gonna die. Yeah, I've worked with all kinds of horrible people.
And then what the Bollywood people, his partner got thrown in.
Oh my God,
jail.
the Bollywood Oscars here.
What?
So we had, for some reason, the Tampa just decided, hey, we're gonna have the Bollywood Oscars. What? The Bollywood Oscars? What the fuck? So all these Bollywood stars that we have not heard of that are huge in the world, they all show up in Tampa, and they're doing all these events over at the stadium where the Bucks are, and then they took over the fairgrounds, right? So this Ken got this job from this Bollywood guy. He was like a news producer from India. And so I'm like, Ken, this sounds a little off. I think I'm out. You can go ahead and do that. I'll do something else. So Ken goes out there, and somehow the guy doesn't have all his shit together. And the press passes that he get, I don't know if they ended up being fake or whatever. So he gets out there, and they throw him in the clink. Like they have this giant tent with just a big fucking cage. People that aren't supposed to be there, they just throw them all in there. And this is August, and it's hot as hell. So Ken calls me. I'm like, dude, there's nothing you're screwed. What I can do for you. Then the guy leaves and doesn't even pay him.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like a $2,000 gig supposedly. But then all these weird Bollywood people are hanging out in Tampa, and they do the green carpet, not the red carpet.
Okay.
So it was like this weird culture clash of like Bollywood singing people meeting pirates, and it was like, what is going on?
Gene's also a veteran of taping down at Mar-a-Lago.
Oh my God!
No
Some
way.
horrible Mar-a-Lago stories. Okay, so I worked with Ivana. Before when they were divorcing, right?
Yeah.
So Trump used to have these horrible Chinese ties on HSN. He would sell the fucking Trump Chinese ties, and then he had so Ivana would come in and she would sell perfume. So I would hang with Ivana, and I had to go. And then they were starting to divorce, and she was writing that book. And so I had to ride with her over to Mar-a-Lago, and I had to do B-roll of all the shit over there. And it was just weird. And then
crazy.
Told me all these horrible stories about Donnie when we were driving over there, and I'm like, oh shit. So then I get over there. So later on, fast forward, and it's kind of like as a comedian, you're like, oh, Donald Trump's running. This will be funny, right? So
of course,
I'm like, so of course we're like, Ken's like, let's do some of these rallies. It'll be fucking hysterical, and it was for a while. Remember Diamond and Silk, the two black chicks that kind of like rode the bandwagon, and then they were like on Fox, and they were cashing in. They were selling mugs and fucking T-shirts, and so we did that one first, and we're like, wow, this is a freak show. And then, so he went. So I do a couple before he wins at Mar-a-Lago, and the place. Okay, there's no security there now. There's still no security at Mar-a-Lago. It's the worst thing ever. Okay, so all the people that work at Mar-a-Lago are Mexican. All the staff is Mexican and Spanish in the back.
Yeah.
So we have a sound guy there, right? So we go down there, and it's going to be like, who's the guy that sings "God Bless the USA"? Who's that guy? God bless the USA. Who's that dude? I can't remember. Anyway,
let me Google it.
Yeah, you know who he is. So he's there with the hammer, and John Voight's there.
Lee Greenwood.
What's that?
Lee Greenwood.
That's it. Lee Greenwood's
yeah.
there.
God bless the
John Voight's there, who is John Voight is Angelina Jolie's dad.
Yeah.
He's a kook. So then we're there and we're setting up, right? So the sound guy is Hispanic, right? So I'm on headset, you know, we're doing the whole thing. There's going to be a band on the stage. Trump Jr.'s there with his girlfriend and all this stuff. And we're like, oh, whatever. We're just going to watch the whole thing. And then, you know, of course, the headset chatter is funny as hell. So then I'm like, I asked the Hispanic dude that's running audio. I'm like, hey, I need Wi-Fi. What's the Wi-Fi password?
Oh my
Not
God.
shitting you. He's like, it's Putin 1. And I'm like, oh, that's fucking hysterical.
Like
so
one, like WON?
Yeah, PUTIN 1. So when he comes in, he thought it was hilarious to set up the Wi-Fi as Putin 1. Right. So then I'm there, and okay, so there's a Chinese documentary maker and a British documentary maker, because it's, you know, they're like, wow, this is crazy. This is a freak show. We're going to document this whole thing. There's all these weird Russians and Czechoslovakians hanging out, right? So they're getting interviews with them. There's a Russian dude dressed up like a cowboy he's got a patriotic hat and rhinestones. So I just remember, so the British guy's out there dancing. They're trying to get all these like interviews and B-roll. And the Chinese guy's getting his shots. So he comes over to me. I'm shooting my stuff. He's like, oh, your country more fucked up than mine. I laughed my fucking ass off. It was hysterical. And, you know, we were just sitting there like, British guy, Chinese dude, American dude, just like hanging out, watching the whole thing go down. I'm like, oh, shit. It was fucking hysterical. So, and then I've done like Gary Spivey. I don't know if you guys know who Gary Spivey is?
No.
I think I've heard of it, but
he had like Brillo. He had like a Brillo pad. He would dress all in white. He was a psychic.
Oh my God! I just Googled him right now.
Did you Google him? Gary Spivey. Yeah. He's got like a Brillo pad. That's his real hair.
It's
like
no, it's not. Are you serious?
I'm serious, because somebody tried to pull it off and it didn't come off.
It looks like
yeah. Look up Gary Spivey. He hosted an infomercial with Downtown Julie Brown back in the day.
It looks like styrofoam.
Yeah, he's still around. That guy's still around. He's from Tampa.
Oh, yeah, I've seen him before. I'm looking at him right now.
Back in the 90s, downtown Julie Brown and Gary Spivey had this infomercial.
Okay.
They'd be like, it was a psychic infomercial. And they're like, oh, I'm on a cruise ship with Julie Brown and we're going into the Bermuda Triangle. And we're gonna feel the psychic energy when we go in the Bermuda Triangle. And of course, it was Mama Cleo had her thing, and this was the alternate, right? So Gary Spivey would come on and, man, I can tell you your psychic readings with my psychic network. He had a psychic network. And it was downtown Julie Brown from MTV. It was so weird. Yeah, there he is. You guys see him?
Yeah.
That's his real fucking hair. I swear to God.
What a character.
Fucking believable. So one day, somebody hires me to go on the Gary Spivey party bus, right? And I'm like, okay, this is cool. So I'll invite Martin from the Damage Control sketch group to go with me. So we get on the party bus, and there's a strip in Ybor City in Tampa, and it's like our Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
It's called 7th Avenue. In Spanish, it's La Satima. So you go down there, and so Gary Spivey brings us down there. And there's this local, you may have heard this guy's name is Bubba the Love Sponge. He's a shock jock. Okay, so he's a shock jock, right? Really popular, syndicated. So he's got a club down there. So Gary Spivey, we go to the Luna Lounge. Then we end up at Bubba the Love Sponge's beach club, right?
Right.
So I'm in there with this psychic frosted mini wheat guy. Looks like a frosted mini wheat. We go in there, and he's like, of course, he's got the in because he's Gary Spivey. He gets to go in the back, right? So we go up these secret stairs, and the whole mirror on the back of the bar is a one-way mirror. And the other guy, Bubba the Love Sponge, who's kind of like Jabba the Hutt, is sitting back there. He's got this throne, and he can see through the glass at all the chicks on the bar.
Yeah.
And I get up there, and guess who's in there? Deion Sanders.
Oh.
They're doing lines of coke. They're in there doing lines of coke. I'm shitting you not. And Martin and I are like, but that's Deion Sanders. I thought I just envisioned Deion Sanders would be like clean.
Yeah.
Things are stupid. And I'm like, so they're doing lines of coke with these hookers, and they're just looking out at the thing, and it was just the most bizarre shit. And I'm like, we're gonna die. Let's just get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, and then here's another Gary Spivey story. You know the Key Largo song? Sailing away to Key Largo.
Oh, yes.
We had it all. Okay, that guy's from Tampa, right? What's his name? Bertie Higgins.
Sanders.
John Sanders.
Yes, pull up Bertie Higgins. So at one point, I'm supposed to be producing a show with Gary Spivey, like a talk show. He wants to do a talk show. And our first guest is the Key Largo guy. Pull him up. What's his name?
Him?
That's him, Bertie Higgins. Bertie Higgins. Okay. So Bertie Higgins comes in, and he's a little bit older. He's got some gray hair. He is his ass drunk, off his ass, and he's trying to play that song on a guitar with Gary Spivey watching. And I wish I still had that tape. Oh my God, if I had that tape. He's like sailing away, falling all over the place.
Yacht
and
rock.
Gary Spivey's there. Yeah, yacht rock, man.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
That's nothing like our hit single, right, Gene?
It came in a dream out of the blue. A celestial voice says, Jesus wants you. And if you want to answer his calls without hesitation, you'll shave your balls. Shave your balls. So I shave my balls for Jesus. Hard to believe it's true. I shave my balls for Jesus. Now they're no longer blue. I shave my balls for Jesus, and so can you. Show him you love him by shaving your nutsack too. Shaving your nutsack too. Shave your balls for Jesus, it's a cool thing to do. Shave your balls for Jesus, and he'll love you too. Shave your balls for Jesus, and the girls in the choir will sing. Shave your balls for Jesus, release those hairy things. Shake your balls for Jesus, release them from their pain. Shake your balls for Jesus and rid yourself of shame. Shake your balls for Jesus and make your gonads ring. Shake your balls for Jesus and it won't even sting. It won't even sting.
Better than that, does it?
Hey.
Is that the one where your students would see you on YouTube?
What's that?
Is that all the what your students would watch you on YouTube? That got
Yes,
you
they would. They'd pass that around.
Oh, they'd be
It's a
singing
catchy
that
song.
It's not
stuck
too
in
bad.
my
I think if we had people that were actually musical to do it, might be a better.
Yeah.
Might come out better if someone that could actually sang it.
I know, Jake.
Maybe.
Boys. Today's tone deaf.
Yes.
Yeah. So a couple projects. Gene's he's working with the. He has been working with the Blair Witch Project guy, right? But you have Santa.
So Dan Myrick, I've done some stuff. He was doing a thing in Ybor City. It was called the Black Veil, and they were doing. It was like, so he was doing this like series ghost stories, and then the pandemic hit. So he decided, well, I guess I'm going to go. He went back to Washington State, where his house is.
Okay.
He's been up there, and then he was working on a movie called Skyman. And then now I know the other day, like Blumhouse decided they're going to reboot the Blair Witch, and nobody told him. And so now he's like, "What the fuck? What?" And so now there's all this shit hitting the fan because the other guy who directed Blair Witch was like, "What the hell?" And those guys are from Tampa too. They they went to school in Orlando. So one guy grew up in Tampa, the other guy grew up in Sarasota. And the girl was from Orlando, so they went to tech school in Orlando.
Okay.
And they decided, we're all broke. Let's just go out in the woods and shoot a movie. And that's literally how it happened. They just had no money. Yeah.
Became one of the biggest things ever.
Yeah, and so now Blumhouse and somebody else is rebooting it, and they're like, well, maybe call us.
Yeah.
For some input, maybe.
Right.
Gene's got another. Actually, both. I've been kind of tagging along, working on this too. We have you did a shoot with this young lady, who's she's an attorney. She used to work with the DEA as a consultant, I guess, as an attorney, and so she's known as the narco attorney, right, Gene?
Yeah, the narco attorney.
Yeah. So we're trying to put together something to document her life, little fictionalized, but based on true story, and then try to sell that.
That's not funny at all.
Yeah, but I love narco stuff.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
It's narco stuff.
It's uncomedy.
No.
But there's a huge audience for that.
It's a niche.
Yeah.
People love all this. I don't get it. I'm like, okay, how many cult movies can I watch? I've seen the cult documentary. I know what happens. Right. Everybody gets brainwashed. They have sex with this dude, and then some people kill themselves, and some people escape, and then they have a rickety bus. I mean, I can only watch so many of those.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna try to enter that genre anyway.
Why not?
Oh, Gene.
Ace
said if you need original music recorded or written, hit him up. He's in Tampa as well.
Okay. Hey, Ace, will do. I think, were you down at one of our mixers, filmmaker mixers? I don't know, maybe. We have a filmmaker mixer the first Monday of every month at a place called the Speakeasy.
Yes.
So whether you're an actor or a composer or a director or an editor or a DP, we all meet up and we screen local shorts. Sometimes we screen full-length movies. What's that?
Especially if you have money to invest.
Of course. So come on down to the Speakeasy. So the next one is May 6th. Ace, if you're in Tampa,
he said
definitely for sure come on down. So we're going to play a short called Combination Lock by the Guzzo Brothers. We're actually playing a short that has Jay in it called Mexican Sky. We're we're playing one of my comedy shorts. Now, my favorite things are mockumentaries.
Oh, yeah.
If you like Christopher Guest, if you like Best in Show, if you like What We Do in the Dark, or What We Do in the Shadows, sorry. Oh, cool. Ace is coming. That'll be good. So May 6th, Ace. So it's going to be, we also have, we have one of my short mockumentaries. It's just the Jewish Monsters. So Monsters that basically, and I found this out after I wrote it. It was like, so Rhonda's Jewish, right? I'm like, okay, we always do like a little Halloween short for fun. I'm like, okay, so what we'll do is we'll interview the original cast of the Munsters because it was about Judaism first, and then so these guys were for the pilot and they got thrown away. So I made this fictional Jewish Munsters pilot, and so I interviewed them about the Jewish Munsters, and there was an 8-legged spider that could light the menorah. Sammy Davis came on, and his eyeball fell in the matzo ball soup. So it was just real stupid mockumentary style stuff. And so that's one of my favorite things is Best in Show and What We Do in the Shadows. And of course, the new Spinal Tap.
Oh, yeah.
Was just shot in New Orleans. So that is completed now. So that'll be coming out.
Okay.
If anybody likes Christopher Guest, even The Mighty Wind. Did you see any of those?
I did, yeah. The Mighty Wind was really funny.
Yes.
Really creative, so really fun. But like you said, the mockumentaries, they're really entertaining. They're
yeah,
really
those
good.
guys, they're writing their own music, So when you go back and you listen to Spinal Tap or you listen to Mighty Wind or any of those, the music is actually good because those guys are composers.
Yeah.
So you got Harry Shearer, he's a composer and a singer. So
we might, I think Gene's got to be like a 2-week guest. There's a whole nother half of his talent that you don't. He's actually a musical wizard as well. He used to have a show called Fifth Avenue, right?
That was 7th Avenue.
7th. I was close. I was 2 avenues off.
I'll say 6th Avenue then.
I remember when we did 7th Avenue was a live show at a cigar bar in Tampa on the main strip, like it's our Bourbon Street, right? So I remember one time we had with Jerry Mathers from the Beaver on, and we did Leave It to Beaver, and we did it all in black and white, and I hired this girl, my friend, to interrupt him as his mom in the interviews. I think he was like, what the fuck is going on? She'd come out with milk and cookies and interrupt his interview and shit, and I just did that on purpose. Like, he's like, what the fuck's that? What is this interview? And then we had, so remember the group Orleans? You're still the one who can scratch my itch. You're still the one. And they did Dance With Me. So we have Orleans on, right? It's a cigar bar. It's live. Orleans comes in. They set their shit up. And I can't remember why that guy was down here. So, we have it set up so it's like a bar. So the show is an interview show, but it's in a bar. Mm-hmm. And we hired this fake bartender to make jokes and shit, and they read the newspaper. So then you cut to the band, right? So they cut to Orleans, and they're playing Dance With Me, and then they come back with You're Still the One, right? And then there's another guy sitting at the bar. He leans over. He's like, God, if you're going to play those crappy songs, why don't you get the real band? I'm like, that is the real band. Shut the hell up.
Hello.
Don't do that.
Hate when that happens. Hey, we're kind of way over time. Like I said, I think, but I'm going to.
We're over time. Holy crap.
We might be able to get Gene back.
I would like to hear more of the clips.
Can you play the Country Boy Lemonade? Did I give you that?
No, we have to do that next week. Maybe Gene will come back, but what
we'll come back. We'll do it again next week then too.
We're just gonna show a quick commercial, and when we come back, it's gonna be what we've learned.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's say.
I just want to also say I'm gonna be at the Winter Circle this Friday, and then Winter Circle in Lakeland.
All right.
Famous for drag brunch.
They have drag brunch.
Oh, that's going to take you hours to get ready.
Jimmy Walker has appeared there several times.
Yes.
Jimmy Walker lives in my building.
Saturday, I'll be
in my building.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. Saturday, I'll be at Groucho's in Stewart. So
nice.
Cool.
Maybe we'll get Jimmy Walker. But right now, we have a message from your doctor.
We do.
Do you sometimes feel itchy, sweaty, or even hot or cold? Do you ever find yourself smelling things, or even the need to rub your feet? If so, you might have symptoms for something that some, but not all doctors might agree is a pre-existing condition for an undetermined ailment called osteomyosis. Osteomyosis is not harmful, but could be deadly if left untreated. To be safe or less scared of the possibility of contracting symptoms that might be similar yet totally unrelated to ones that could be considered a sign of osteomyosis, ask your doctor about Nexoriatin. Nexoriatin is purple and it looks like candy. If taken as directed or even recreationally, Nexoriatin may help rebalance certain unknown chemicals in your body by changing them into different unknown substances, which may or may not be toxic. Nexoriatin is not for everyone, only cool people and children. Take 6 pills every 4 hours, not to exceed 2 for a 24-hour period, or a half tablet with acetic acid. Ask your doctor if Nexoriatin is right for you or someone you know. Or visit us online to complete our liability waiver and obtain a free sample of what may or may not be Nexoriatin. Ask your doctor or someone on the street about Nexoriatin.
Yes. So
we did that first before everybody else. It's so old, though.
I think I got lost.
They've done so many parodies of the drug commercials now. It's
right.
Oh, it's so
This
old.
is so
like,
common.
oh,
Every comedian talked about the side effects.
yes, that was
The whole
so
list
long
of
ago.
them. Jay kind of had like a little like a Howie Long look there.
Yeah, he did. Little Howie Long look.
Yeah.
So what have we learned, kids?
Nothing.
Oh.
AI is going to kill us. That's all right.
That's what Gene's learned. How about you, Lauren?
What I've learned is, thank God Gene's here, because I don't know how Jay would have survived.
Yes.
Right.
Well, plug a little bit. What I've learned is to shave your balls for Jesus.
That's right.
That's what I've learned.
And that actually came about because I read an article about people that do that. So it's not.
This is a real thing.
It's most of the comedy, as you know, is based on some sort of realistic thing that you read.
True.
And
Right.
even our dolphin.
I know that it's a thing.
Dolphin masturbation sketch is brilliant.
So
it's based on a real thing. I'm driving and listening to the radio, right? I'm listening to like the local. They have a local community radio station here, and so I'm driving along, and I'm like, this lady comes on, and she's like a marine biologist, and she's basically talking about jacking off dolphins. I'm like, wait a minute. Somebody gets paid to jack off a dolphin? Why are you shit me? So then I'm like, well, this would be fun. This would be a funny sketch if you just had a guy and, so what do you do? Oh,
do dolphins even have wieners?
I don't know how it works. I literally don't understand it, but they do. And
maybe we need to watch a documentary then on that.
Yeah, so
one.
If you need to artificially inseminate a dolphin, there's a jack-off engineer.
There you go.
Next week,
in the booklet.
Next week, remind me to tell you about Gene's cat. That was interesting. We'll do that next.
Yeah.
But what I've learned is, what I've
go ahead.
learned is, if you're going to shave your balls for Jesus, don't put it on YouTube and don't have your students see it.
Well, you don't have to worry about that. Gene, before we leave, let us know, or our audience know some of your handles. Are you on Twitter and Instagram? And
so
websites?
DamageControlComedy.com is the sketch group. If you want to follow the Possum documentary on TikTok or Instagram or anything, it's Opossum Nation.
Okay.
So in reality, it is opossum is correct. It's not possum. That's an animal that lives in Australia.
Okay.
So with an O, Opossum Nation. And if you go to opossumnation.com. So that's the Possum documentary. And then I'm trying to think, if you just look up Damage Control Comedy or Damage Control Comedy Crew.
It's been on all the videos you've shown had it on the beginning.
Yeah, and it's not damagecontrolonline.com anymore. That's all. It's some of those clips are so old so it's damagecontrolcomedy.com.
Yeah.
And then it'll all come up and you can follow us from there. And we're on Spotify, and like you can listen to our albums without paying. You can go to Spotify and type in Damage Control Comedy.
Cool.
We got 5 albums that you can choose from. So
great.
Yes.
Yeah, Erica's put a few of these.
Yeah, Erica put something up. Look, she's watching.
Yeah.
So how do you guys?
Yeah.
One of you is it Jay that has control of putting these comics up or not?
That's Jay.
Yeah.
I think you should do it. It's only showing now. There was a lot on the way. I think that's a cool.
Yeah, you can click on it like Wiener Circle.
Yeah,
Wiener Circle. I trim my ear for Buddha. You jacked off that dolphin on Poipus.
Right.
You get it? Come on, that's a great joke.
That's like, yeah. Can you put those on next time, Jay? Like,
flip them up. Flip them up there now. Show them, Jay.
Show what?
Well,
show comments.
Only show like the last one, but they've only had like 2 the whole time.
Yeah, show some more of those comments.
Show more of the comments?
Yeah, click on comments and then hit it. You're showing one right now.
There we go. Yeah.
Well, we got to show another.
Can you do it where it scrolls through the whole show?
Well, yeah, you can keep clicking on them. So click on another one.
So it's a manual.
Click on the Wiener Circle, Jay.
The Wiener Circle. How about
on your right where it says comments? There you go. Wait.
No.
The Wiener Circle?
See? There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Now click on the one below it. Now click on the dolphin jack off joke.
There you go.
That.
That's it. Poipus.
On Poipus.
Cool.
Is that,
I like
is that a manual thing, or can you automatically just scroll them?
It's
like
a manual.
I have to scroll down and hit them.
You just have to get used to the menu.
There's Erica's damage control comedy.
There you go.
There we go.
Nice. That's my Facebook, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's a regular Facebook.
We went from a family no F-bomb to available for children's parties.
Oh, we're not allowed to do an F-bomb? Fuck. That's bullshit.
Usually me.
Is this a family show? Really?
How quickly you forget.
Oh, crap. I didn't know it was a family show.
There's
another one. Talking about Gary Spivey or Putin.
Putin won. Putin won.
Yeah, Putin won. That's freaking hysterical.
Now I know the Wi-Fi passcode.
Oh my God, the food in the green room was terrible.
So we're gonna.
I almost vomited.
We're gonna sign off, but we'll bring Gene back maybe even next week.
Sure. I think so. I think that's a good idea.
You guys want to do? We can invite other crazy people on here. Maybe we should get Jackie the Joke Man. I can get him. You want him?
Hey, that'd be cool.
From Howard Stern. He's funny, but he can't come on here though if it's not going to be clean. I mean, if it's going to be clean,
well, we'll put up a banner warning before.
Yeah, he is clean. I mean, he's the Michael Jackson joke that we heard the other day. It's worse than that 10 times, Jay.
Yes. So, all right, kids. We're about an hour over.
All right. You got it.
Thanks.
Bye,
Thanks,
kids.
Gene.
I loved it.
Thank you.
Great chatting with you.
Hey,
good stuff.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, kids.
Bye.